Namaste, hey, this is Lindsay, and this video is for my friend Payush, who I believe I'm saying that right, I hope so. Hamstring stretches and working into Hanumanasana, which is full monkey pose or full splits. This takes a lot of time, and you're going to have to invest a lot of time in it, but you will notice a difference. Anything that stretches your hamstring is going to help you get into these postures, and keeping blocks if you have blocks, or really you could probably use books, anything that kind of helps you. These just help you create, space if you can't reach the ground or can't get into a certain pose. It kind of helps you bridge the gap. So those are good to have. There are several hamstring stretches in yoga. We're going to do the first, and as in my other video with sun salutations, warming up with those, coming to the front of the mat, engaging the quadriceps, abs, shoulders, roll back and down, chin is level, gaze is soft. Inhaling, hands to the heart. Exhaling, empty. Can't see. Inhaling, exhaling, empty. Then inhaling, arms coming up. Exhaling and folding. Now this is Uttanasana. This is a very important hamstring stretch. You can keep your knees bent. The idea is just to let the torso hang and be heavy. And then, over time, as you breathe into this, you're going to notice that hamstrings become a little more open. You might not be there now. Again, these are another reason we can have the blocks. If you can't get all the way down, you can turn the blocks to the side or even up and just kind of stay here. That's fine. So Uttanasana is huge. I love it. I try to hang out there as often as possible. And then the rest, we're going to go down to the mat floor, extending one leg out, opposite leg out. Any kind of forward bending is going to help you. This is Dandasana, staff pose, moving the flesh from the sits bones, getting nice and tall in the spine, flexing those feet, sending the energy out of the legs. Inhaling, arms coming up. Exhaling, hinging from the hips. Coming down as far as you can, just until you feel the stretch in the hamstrings. Don't press. This is how you can pull something, and believe me, it's not fun. So hang out here, take the breath into the hamstrings. Stay here for 5 breaths at least, maybe longer. Just letting yourself just be heavy, letting yourself release, breathing, letting the breath calm the mind. Inhaling, coming back up. So that's another very, very good one. Then we have several variations of Ardha Matsyendrasana, which is half fish pose or half fish posture. Sitting nice and tall, again creating the length in the back of the spine. Getting tall, inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, coming into a twist. Coming back to the center. And then moving into Marichasana, I believe Marichasana. You don't have to do the bind if you don't want. The full posture looks like this, finding the bind, blending down, bringing nose to knee. But you can just, again, keep your arm back, just kind of hinge forward. The idea, just to create that space, and then going through, again, the opposite side, working through the twist. Even just sitting here like this, it's gently stretching those hamstrings. And then if you want, reaching forward, coming down, maybe finding the bind. The bind's not important, the breath is important. Gently opening up those hamstrings. So this, any kind of forward bending, this is the most obvious one. There's also a couple of standing postures that I didn't think of earlier. Paschimottanasana, which is actually just means forward bending. So you're going to bring one leg out, one leg back, squaring the hips towards the front, back toes look forward. It's like your feet are on a train track. You're kind of a little diagonal. You're going to inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, start to hinge from the hips, find your flat back. Coming down, just letting that chest melt over that leg. You can keep that knee bent if this is uncomfortable. You don't have to, don't force it. But when you start to feel the opening, after time and breath, then kind of just hinge those hips backwards. Just let the chest just fall. And then inhaling flat back, exhaling, just step one leg in if you want, next leg back. This obviously isn't a formal practice, it's just kind of just showing a couple of postures. Inhaling, exhaling, one leg is always tighter. Really take the breath in there, into that knotted muscle or tight muscle. Press into the feet. Inhale, exhale, step together. Maybe take another Hanumanasana. So those are some good ones. Any forward bending, really, and keeping the knees bent, protecting the hamstrings, because if you pull it, it's going to take that much longer to work back to wherever you were. So forcing it's never a good idea. Just let it be where it is. Don't force. So for full Hanumanasana, or half Ardha, half monkey, you can take your blocks, put them right beside you, coming up onto your knees, bringing one knee out. It doesn't matter which one. So the blocks will need to be kind of a little bit behind your foot. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend down, and you can move these, play with them where it feels right for you. Coming into a lunge, big breath in, exhale, hinging the hips back. You can move these back, letting the chest fall, and breathe. This is half Hanumanasana, half monkey pose. And then obviously, coming up, moving to the other side. Inhale, hinging forward, looking up. Exhale, sinking back. Breathe. If you don't need the blocks, you can just bring the hands down. Full big breath. And inhaling, coming back up. The longer you hold those, the better off you're going to be. That's the beginning of this posture. So holding that, taking those forward bendings, the Paschimottanasana, that's important too. For full Hanumanasana, you're going to do the same. Bring your hands down to the side, framing your foot. Inhale. On the exhale, you're going to slide foot forward. And one day, you're going to find that your leg is open enough just to kind of really relax. Open up through the chest, breathe. Full big breath. And come out, just gently hinge, roll over, switch around, come to the knees. Always have to do the opposite side. That one's, right side is my best. Left is not good. Coming forward, finding that lunge, inhaling. On the exhale, sliding foot forward. Even if this is as far as you get, just holding yourself up like this. You can feel that stretch. You can do it with the blocks too, pressing them, placing them right where your hands are. Or maybe really opening up, creating that space, keeping the foot pointed or flexed, it really doesn't matter. Breathing into this. Really squaring the hips, because your back knee is tucked under too. So right knee or left knee is up, and really tucking the back knee under. So hold that, about 3 to 5 breaths, gently coming out, being careful, to go very slowly, not to push it. If you feel, when you feel your edge, and you'll know, when you feel that you are going as far as you need to go without injuring yourself, you need to stop, you need to breathe, and then little by little you'll notice a change. It might seem like it's really slow, but over time it's going to happen. So that's Hanumanasana. So practice. Namaste.